Today I will talk about the 3 traits of a conscious woman. Of course, there are infinitely more traits, as every human being is infinitely complex. However, these 3 traits are very important. And for the women listening, I will share with you, if you feel that you need to cultivate more of these traits in your life, at the end of each trait, I will share with you practical steps for you to cultivate this more in your life. And this episode is not just for women. For the men listening, through this episode, you will be able to better discern where a woman is at in her journey of awakening. Trait number 1. A conscious woman embodies the highest love. What do I mean by that? My wife, through her feminine embodiment, has shown me again and again that my perception of love, and so many of us, our perception about love, is so limited. Because love is not just soft, always loving, always compassionate. At the deepest level, love takes whatever shape it needs to take, whatever expression it needs to take, to be in service to the divine, to the highest, to God, to whatever you want to call it, the Great Mother. And my wife embodies this so deeply. At times, love has to be fierce, as the fierce expression of love is the medicine that is needed, is in highest service to the evolution of everyone involved in whatever relationship dynamic. And this is what, as a woman, as you awaken, as you become more conscious, this deeper sense of love starts to move through you. And it doesn't always make sense, because our shadow, our ego, or our mind wants to hold on to this limited understanding of spirituality, this conceptual nonsense of what love is supposed to be. And yet there is something so much deeper moving through you that might ruffle some feathers, that might rock the boat, that might trigger other people's shadow. And yet it is the highest expression of love. A conscious woman loves in the most truthful way possible. Because the moment love wavers from truth and becomes some sugar-coated nonsense, trying to compromise, trying to not rock the boat, is the moment it no longer is the highest love. Because love is always truth, and truth is always love. If you seek the highest love, then you will naturally find truth. And if you seek truth, then love will find you. And this is what the sacred and divine feminine embodies. This naturally wants to move through you. And it doesn't have to make sense. This is extremely mystical. This is extremely abstract to the conceptual mind. So, of course, there are specific practices I teach for you to embody your awakened feminine deeper. However, it is so important to let go of your perceptions of what that looks like, for you to be able to surrender to the medicine and the deeper depth of love and expression that wants to flow through you from moment to moment. Because this changes depending on the moment. This is what it means to live from source. This is what it means to live from your oracle, how I love to call it. Because it is the universal oracle, it is the highest intelligence, seeing the invisible. The second trait is that as the awakened feminine, or the more you become conscious, you see the invisible. You are the master of the subtle, energetic realm. You are the spiritual, internal, and energetic leader in the dance of union, in a relationship, in the dance between the masculine and the feminine. And the masculine is the external leader, which is action orientated. You are the internal leader. You see what is not visible to the eye. You feel what others easily miss. Whether these are unconscious traits, not necessarily in a man, but in any other person. Or a lack of alignment, or really feeling the core intention behind something. And the more you become conscious, the more you have this laser focused ability to discern where someone is really coming from, what the underlying intention is, rather than just what a person might be showing on the surface, on the outside, or what you want to believe. Now, let's get practical. If you feel that you are missing this deeper sense of embodiment of love that I'm referring to, or you want to cultivate it more, then my question to you is, how devoted are you to your heart? What I mean by that is that your relationship with your heart, which is your relationship with Source, with the infinite, with the divine, with your oracle, needs to be the most intimate relationship that you will ever have. Because only when this relationship is as intimate as it can get, at the deepest level, can it be reflected in the external. So how is your heart? How are you tending to your heart on a daily basis? How open is your heart right now? And what is currently holding you back in your life from truly opening your heart? Is it a relationship where you are walking on eggshells and you feel you can't embody this deeper love? Then your heart's opening is on the other side of you fully devoting yourself to your heart's truth, to what really wants to move through your heart, through your oracle, to what Source wants to express through you. Or if you're currently in a job where you are not seen, you are not valued, then perhaps setting boundaries or shifting from transitioning to something else is the next step on your path of opening your heart. Or maybe you are missing the beauty of life all around you. Before you eat fresh and healthy food, are you practicing gratitude? Are you feeling that gratitude in your heart? When you're walking in nature, are you feeling the wind? Are you looking at the river? Are you truly allowing yourself to receive that with your heart? Whatever rings as truth for you, bring your energy and intention there, for it will allow you to open your heart deeper. And as your heart opens deeper and your relationship deepens with your heart, so can the highest intelligence work through you in the way it wants to work through you. You are the vessel of the Great Mother. Through you, she wants to embody her sacred love and medicine. Where in your life are you not trusting the invisible that you can see and feel so clearly, just because others disagree or defend themselves or tell you this is not true, which really is an expression of their own shadow, which is afraid to admit and to acknowledge that you have pointed something out which they are not yet aware of or yet not ready to face. Take full responsibility of that, because that is your power, that is your deepest gift. Where in your life are you still closing? Closing because a man rejects your intuition, closing because your mother still doesn't give you the approval and validation, closing because of. What if you can remain open even when grief, even when sadness knocks on the gates of your heart? What if? What if that is your path? What if that is your path of allowing the highest love and intelligence to flow through you? What if? And before I share with you the third trait, one last question. How can you devote yourself so deeply to love that it becomes the core energy that you live from? Reflect about this. Trait number 3. A conscious woman doesn't care how spiritual a man is. She only cares about one thing. Is he a good man? Does he live with integrity? The spiritual jargon, the spiritual nonsensical unicorn fluff doesn't matter. to an awakened woman. She couldn't care less whether he knows the chakras, whether he knows the 9D, the 9, 10, 15 minus 3D. It doesn't matter. Does he live with integrity? Is he present? Is he listening? Is he fully there? And is he grounded? Is this spirituality actually embodied? The conscious woman knows that integrity is the ultimate reflection of a man's level of consciousness. Because how can there be spirituality without integrity? We have seen it. The spiritual teacher who sleeps with his female students to awaken their kundalini, to awaken their divine feminine. Whereas in truth, he's just indulging into lustful and primal, unchecked, eroticized wounds. The more conscious a woman becomes, the more she sees through that. She doesn't go, oh wow, look, he's spiritual. That means he's perfect. A conscious woman goes, cool, I like that he has spiritual interests. But how do I feel in my body, in my nervous system, in my heart, around this man? That is the deeper question. And the more you awaken as a woman, the more you no longer care about these fantasized ideals and fall for the fluff. You start to realize that this is about embodiment. This is about spirituality being grounded. And the grounded expression of spirituality is always when a man lives a life of truth and integrity. Now, the question begs, where in your life or how are you still easily swept off your feet by believing in some amazing story of a spiritual man? And where are you disconnecting from your body and no longer rooted in your center, where discernment takes place? To conclude, these are the 3 traits. Number 1, the more conscious you become, the more you embody the highest love. And love is always in service to truth, even if that ruffles some feathers. Number 2, you see the invisible. This is not always easy, because other people's shadow will tell you it's not true, will defend themselves simply because it pains them too much to feel the truth of what you have just exposed. And number 3, you no longer care about the spiritual fluff. You only care about how this truly feels in your body, whether this is really embodied, the virtues, and not just hobbies and mere interests. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to benefit from other free offerings, then I invite you to click on the show notes to subscribe for my free newsletter. Every Friday I send out a value-packed email on a different topic, also talking about my own personal journey. You can subscribe entirely free of charge by clicking on the show notes. And we've got other free offerings such as ebooks there as well. Once again, thank you so much for being here. It is an honor to be of service.